Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Proudlock. So we're here to do a transfer rumour roundup, although we did get one deal done yesterday, which was Joe Linton, so we'll talk about on that one as well. So I've got a list with players who have also been linked with, so I'll also get the lads' opinions back, who are back again, as usual. And yes, I'll just, the ones I've got on the list, I'll mention them and see what they think of it and whether do you think we'll get them or not. We'll start off with the Joe Linton deal that was completed yesterday from Hoffenheim for around about £40 million. He's now going to be on new number 9 next season. Well, I'll start with you, Sharkey. What did you think about when Joe Linton got announced as Newcastle's new number 9 yesterday?
Well, you could see it coming. They were talking about it for the last sort of 2 months. We got rid of Perez for £30 million. It was important that we reinvested that money back into the team and bought Joe Linton for £40 million. Now, is he worth £40 million? I wouldn't say he is. I think he's worth half of that, but that's not his fault. That's today's market. That's the TV money taking form of the Premier League and where it is as of today. Now, I should be excited by this signing, but I'm not really, because of the way the summer's gone and the way that Mike Ashley's just pushed Rafa out the door and sort of dismantled two better players out of the squad in Rondon and Perez. I have to say he's going to have to hit the ground running. You know, he's a record transfer buy, and I hope that he gets double figures, and I wish him well for the season.
Archer, what do you think about the signing of Joe Linton?
I was quite a bit shocked really when I heard about it, but I just hope he does something this season. 40 million from Hoffenheim, and then obviously we got rid of Perez for 30 million. That was just an absolute joke. But getting him, well, I just hope he's going to be like a replacement for either Rondon or Perez, really. If he's going to be our number 9 for this season, we'll see how he goes. Bring on the Brazilian family.
Oh, well, now we'll talk about some of the names that have been linked and rumoured. We'll start off with the winger Alan St. Maximum from Nice. Said a deal could be close on that one for around about £20 million, from what I've heard.
Yeah, they were saying that he was around about 25 to 30 at one point, then apparently his value's dropped as of the last couple of weeks. I don't know too much about the lad. I have seen a lot of people use him on FIFA, but that's FIFA for you. It's another Frenchie coming into the football club, potentially. It's one of them at the minute. Hopefully we can get him through the door if we are spending that sort of money, 20 million on him and then obviously 40 million on, what's his face, Joe Linton. Then it's showing that we are going forward in the right direction, but we'll have to wait and see.
Roger, what do you think about this one? Do you think it's going to happen?
I bloody hope it does happen.
I think we need some new wingers. I don't think Atsu's the answer. Kennedy's definitely not coming back to this club. No, definitely Kennedy's definitely not coming back. And Jacob Murphy, I don't know if the lad's got a future here.
Jacob Murphy's quite really lightweight for me.
I think he's personally championship quality. I think given that we paid £12 million for Jacob Murphy, he hasn't really impressed. Could you blame Benitez? Can you blame him just not being good enough to get into the squad? I think take a couple of million loss, sell him for £10 million, and then reinvest it elsewhere and wish him good luck. But he's still a Newcastle player, so we'll have to sort of respect that. He isn't good enough at the minute, but can Bruce turn him around? That remains to be seen.
Well, he wasn't too bad in the game against West Ham when he come on. I thought
he was quite bright at times. It's just for me.
You need to see that regular.
Yeah, I think it's been consistent. That's what you get from our team. You need to be more consistent. Do it on a match by match basis. You don't see that. I can say that for a lot of our players. And like I say, if Maximum does come in, then we'll wait and see on the Murphy deal. If Maximum doesn't come in, then I think Murphy's got a big chance next season.
What do you think? Are you seeing what he can do, this Maxim?
Haven't really seen, but I'll just hope he's hope the deal comes through, because it's supposed to be hopefully, what I heard, it was the next 48 hours.
I tell you what, Archer, though, he's quite pacey on FIFA.
Is he?
Oh well, the next one I've wrote down on my list is Danny Rose from Spurs, who looks like he could be leaving Spurs, but we talked about this before, and you don't think Danny Rose will come?
Well, it's Newcastle. We don't buy England international players. I mean, if we do buy England international players, it's when they've pretty much passed it. I mean, Danny Rose, been there and done it. Shelby, had a couple of England caps and never be seen again. It's one of them impossible ones where you think, are Spurs really going to sell to Newcastle? I know he's out of favour. it's a tough one.
Arsenal
I mean, I would take him. Don't get us wrong, but given our ambitions as a football club, I mean, are we really going to go out on Danny Rose? Let's be real.
We definitely need a left back because we've only got Dummett and Lazar's not good enough at all, is he?
He's absolutely woeful. I mean, he played with Sheffield Wednesday, found his rhythm in the Championship, comes back here and he's kind of defend for shit. I mean, he's getting outdone by players at Wolves and Darlow's all over the place.
Over that game where he's coming all the way down and he doesn't need to be there.
Oh man, I mean, he's supposed to be at left back or something, wasn't he? At one point he was at right back and I was like, what are you doing, mate?
Joe, what do you think Danny Rose?
Danny Rose.
I don't know. I'd like to see it happen. That's just me. But I would get rid of Lazar and obviously either take Danny Rose or the kid from Germany.
Do you know Danny Rose? Oh, he's good on FIFA as well.
Now we're just comparing them on FIFA.
Just a bit of banter, you know.
Banter
FC.
But he's like quite being left out with Tottenham, so it could happen until deadline day. But obviously we'll see what happens.
He is 29, and also you know what Mike Ashley's like for older players.
When it comes to deadline day, we do jack shit, do we? With no deals come through.
Well, the last two times we have got players over the line.
Who were they?
Well, August last year was Fernandes, and Almiron came on deadline, was signed on deadline day.
It's a shame it wasn't Kylian Mbappe like.
I'll tell you what, if you want a bit of banter on deadline day, if we can't get a striker in before another striker routine now on deadline day, well, we can't actually get Peter Crouch. You know, he's on a free. I mean, I'm sure he's on a free, so I mean that's just not going to cost out, is it? So. Anyway, sorry, let's move on.
Next one I've got on my list is he was I think this was rumoured in the Chronicle, and that's Southampton's Charlie Austin, who looks like he could be on his way out of the club. Apparently he had a bust up with his manager, so I think he'd be a player you'd take as well. I know we were linked with him back into 2015, back in the McLaren days, I think.
I'm a massive fan of actually Charlie Austin. I know he's injury prone. I know fans will say, well, he's £8 million, he's not under consideration with Ralph Hasenhüttl. Apparently they're falling out. He's in the reserves now. But a fit Charlie Austin, would get you double figures in the season. Obviously, it's about keeping him fit, but he's a finisher. He's a goal poacher. So if you put a ball into the box, a bit like what Jamie Sterry was doing the other day against West Ham, he's going to finish. He's going to put the ball in the back of the net. And what's 8 million these days? You know what I mean? It's a safe option. It's another striker alongside Joe Linton if we can keep Dwight Gale. And we're looking all right. You know what I mean? It's not the worst deal in the world. I've seen worse.
Archer, Charlie Austin, would you have him?
I'd take Charlie Austin, definitely.
He is 30 years old, and again, you know what Mike Ashley's like for older players.
I know what Mike Ashley is. It's a tight son, isn't he?
It's like because he wants young players to come in, and then he can sell them on for big money.
It doesn't make a difference these days if your young players or old players.
It's if you've still got it,
just gone for it.
Can I just say one thing? I have to say he's got the Premier League experience as well, which we desperately need.
Yes, Premier League.
And I think, as I was saying before, if you can keep the guy fit, then he will deliver the goods. I can promise you that.
I would give him number 10, me.
Depends. You never know. Almiron could get that for next season.
Just give me a name and a number.
This one I put on and that's Danny Welbeck from Arsenal, who is now left Arsenal. Now is being released, and it would be a free if we got him. But I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on this about Danny Welbeck. But again, I think he's got his Premier League experience as well.
He is. However, I will argue the case of I think he's going to be on more higher wages than what Charlie Austin would be. So that may be a stumbling block to the reason why we haven't gone in for Danny Welbeck already. There's no question he's a good player. He scores goals, and Danny Welbeck maybe 4 or 5 years ago would have got you 15 to 20 goals a season, and it's definitely what we're missing. But I would definitely stick with Charlie Austin just for the safe route. And it's telling you something if other clubs haven't got him already, because it's Danny Welbeck, and if other clubs haven't got him for him, then it's telling you something, isn't it?
I know he was a squad player majority of last season, but he was used in a lot of Europa League games for Arsenal. Would you take Danny Welbeck?
Maybe I would have done a few seasons ago. I would have done, but he's an old twat now, isn't he?
He's 28, I think.
28.
About that.
Oh, he was
20 or 22
or something.
Very, very similar to Charlie Austin. He would be a safe option. Do you know what I mean? You're not losing much.
Well, if we did, I would play him doing on the left wing, not playing him up front or anything. I would play him on the left wing.
He has played in that position. Okay, another one I've got down is James Tavini from Rangers, who we used to play for. It looks like he's doing well at Rangers, but you know the Scottish League is way different to what the Premier League is.
He is a good player, but can you remember back in the day when Joe Kinnear was manager, and we'll let him go to Rangers, and then he went to one of the scouts. Actually, I love this lad. I think he's brilliant. Why don't we get him at Newcastle? And he was actually on loan originally from Newcastle. What an absolute twat he was. So,
Was that him? Was it?
yeah,
Definitely.
that was Joe Kinnear. If you remember back, he was playing for Newcastle when he was a younger lad. Got sent out on loan to Rangers. And then obviously Joe Kinnear was like, oh, actually, this isn't a good lad, I fancy him. And then he said to the scouts, we'll have a look at him. And he was like, yeah, absolute douche. He's one of our players. He's just on loan at Rangers. So, but in terms of James Tavernier, again, he would be a safe option. He would be decent. But again, we'd have to pay more than what we're sold him for.
There's been a comment, apparently coming from him. He said he'd go to a team that'll win trophies.
Well, if you want to win the SPL every season and not win any big trophies, then yeah, you can stay at Rangers. But there you go.
I reckon he probably stayed at Rangers.
The Gerrard effect.
Probably because first he doesn't want to lose his captain's armband, does he? I would take him because he's a Geordie, isn't he?
Okay, this player I've got down. Apparently yesterday there was another Brazilian striker lift called Moroni from Vasco da Gama, which know nothing about him. Moroni, but don't think you've heard. Did you hear anything about that one? Oh, no.
Who? Macaroni? Honestly, mate, I don't know too much about him. I'll be lying.
Neither do I.
I mean, come on, man. It's probably one of them at the back of the paper. When you're bored, you've got nothing to talk about. So, do you know what? Why don't we just hoy Macaroni in the back and we'll because the Newcastle fans, they'll go for anybody these days. So, Tony Macaroni, Jesus, I didn't want him.
I've never really heard of him, to be honest.
But it just was rumoured. Okay, and this last one I've got down on my list, who seems to get linked with every transfer window pretty much now. Yes, and that is Andy Carroll. Who would any of you take him back at Newcastle United?
Yes.
Oh, you would?
Yes.
Why?
Because very similar to Charlie Austin, if fit, Andy Carroll would actually score your goals. He's got what it takes. He's a bit of a poacher. He's good from set pieces with his head. You've seen him do it for Newcastle. You've seen him do it for West Ham. Yes, it's frustrating, when you see him, out injured, because a good Andy Carroll will get you goals. The West Ham fans are like all that. Liverpool fans are like all that. But again, at the end of the day, he's one of our own. He didn't want to leave originally. That was down to Mike Ashley. He's on a free as well, so you can't really complain. People are saying, as a pay-as-you play or whatever it is like that. But for me, it wouldn't be that bad of a risk, to be honest.
I'd take him. I'd snap his hands off.
Carefully, might get injured.
See, the question is about he cannot stay fit, and when he turned back in January 2011, but we don't know if that was down to Mike Ashley or him wanting to go to Liverpool himself.
So can I just say, are you saying that you don't want Andy Carroll back next season?
More on the lines of no.
Well, can I just say, the only reason why you don't want Andy Carroll back next season is because you want that spot, don't you? You want to be up front for Newcastle. I've said this before. Now, honestly, I can see your point as well. Andy Carroll, he is, injury prone. We can go for better strikers out there. But if you're looking for a safer option, with added players going into the squad for next season, beggars can't be choosers. Now, we're 3 weeks before the window closes, 3 weeks before the season starts. We can't mess around anymore.
Is it not 2 weeks?
Maybe 2 weeks, I don't know, whenever, but you know what I mean.
Okay, well, that's the ones I've got on the list, so I'll ask, I know you were just reading the Chronicle there, Arch, and you found a couple of names in the back which Sharky's just going to pick up.
Who were you saying? It was Big Joe Lintz.
No, there's
Big Bruce.
Aye, fat twat.
That's a bit harsh.
No, there's a kid from Hull. Is it Jared Bowen?
Jared Bowen, yeah. I know a bit about him.
He's been linked with us, and the kid from Germany, Philip Max,
yeah. I would definitely take Jared Bowen. I think he would be a good option. Young lad from the Championship. I do watch a lot of Championship football, and I've watched a bit of Hull as well. So, with me having family that live down there, so I know about their squad, and I think he's a very good player. England international player. Got to give him a chance. A bit like Harry Kane when he was younger, and he broke through at Tottenham. I think he's definitely a player that would do well under Steve Bruce, because Steve Bruce is English, he's Geordie. He would sort of help. He sort of help players like Joe Bowen to get better, because you've seen what he's done in the past with other England international players. He's made them better as well in the past. So Steve Bruce isn't bad for things like that, and I think Joe Bowen would be a decent buy. Probably 15 to 20 million pound. Sounds like a lot of money, but would be worth it in the long run.
Oh, well, then there you go. That is the transfer rumour video done. What do you make of the names that we've talked about? Would you take any of those players? Let me know in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, as I said, and if you're also new and haven't checked me out, please do hit that subscribe button, and of course check Sharkey's channel as usual at 100% NUFC on YouTube, and I will see you all later. Take care of yourselves. Hope you have a great week.